Good afternoon, students. Last class we had discussed about the reproduction in animals. So in reproduction in animals we had discussed about asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction in outline manner. Today we had discussed elaborately. In a life cycle it contains several stages. First of all, birth, growth, development, maturation, reproduction and death. You can take any organism in its life cycle, it contains several stages. First of all, birth, growth, then development, maturation. When organism undergo for a maturation, it ready to reproduce. After reproduction, birth. The new individual also follow the same cycle. This is called reproduction. So this is important question. What are the stages of life cycle? Okay. Any organism, they may reproduce to maintain their generation in a earth. We already told to you. Okay. If organism produce their young one by the way of reproduction, organism produced with variation. With variation is a new word. What is variation? Variation are nothing. Slight difference among the individual. For example, you also human being, myself, I am also human being. We are all same species, Homo sapiens. Even though we are all same species, we have slight difference among ourselves. The slight difference between one individual and another individual. It may be a morphological difference or physiological difference or inner difference. Any difference among the individual is called variation. So which type of reproduction can give a variation? There is two types of reproduction. Sexual reproduction, asexual reproduction. In a asexual reproduction, organism produced genetically similar individual. But in a sexual reproduction, two different gametes are fused together from different individual. So there is a chance for variation. So which type of reproduction can produce the variation? Sexual method of reproduction can produce the variation. What is the use of variation? Variation can give a individuality to the organism. It is helpful to survive the organism in any situation. For any situation. Variation helpful for identification, it is helpful for individuality and it is helpful for the survival. Are you understood, student? Okay. So, in a life cycle which contains several stages, in a reproduction there is a two method, asexual reproduction, in a sexual reproduction. In any organism, they are undergo for a reproduction, there is some basic steps will be occur. First one, formation of or synthesis of RNA, protein. Formation or synthesis of RNA and protein. Second one, replication of DNA. What is replication? Exact copy or duplication. Of DNA. So first, synthesis of RNA and protein. Then second one, duplication of DNA. Then a third one, growth. Then formation of reproductive unit. After that, fertilization. Fertilization form a zygote. Zygote will develop into new individual. So these are the basic process which is occur in a reproduction. So first one, RNA and protein want to synthesis, DNA want to replicate, then formation of reproductive unit. Both the reproductive unit want to produce the gamete undergo for a fertilization. Result of fertilization is a zygote. Then zygote develop into new individual and give a birth. This is the basic preparation for the reproduction. In the last class, we already discussed what are the three types of asexual reproduction. First one, fission, budding, fragmentation. Fission, budding and fragmentation. Fission, we already discussed. There are two types, binary fission, multiple fission. Binary fission, single cell divided into two. In a multiple fission, single cell divided into several pieces. We already told. What are the types of binary fission? On the basis of angle where the fission is occur, based on that, the binary fission is divided into four types. Okay? Irregular binary fission, transverse binary fission, longitudinal binary fission, oblique binary fission. These and all we discussed very well in last class. Then we move on to multiple fission. In a multiple fission, single cell is divided into several pieces. Single cell is divided into several pieces. Okay. When there is a favorable condition, when there is an unfavorable condition, there is two types of condition. When there is a favorable condition, when there is an unfavorable condition. If all the conditions are suitable for the birth of new individuals, the new individuals will be released. That is called favorable condition. When there is an unfavorable condition, it may be some temperature changes or climatical changes or any biochemical changes or any abnormal changes is occur, is called improper condition, is called improper condition or unfavorable condition. In that unfavorable condition, they form a thick layer around the cell. For example, in amoeba, the pseudopodia become interior. What is pseudopodia? False leg, which is appear in amoeba is called pseudopodia. The pseudopodia become interior. Then the cell is surrounded by three thick layers. The cell is surrounded by three thick layers. That condition is called encysment. That condition is called encysment. Same way, in an amoeba, in an unfavorable condition, they form a thick layer around the cell. That condition is called amphiboly. That condition is called amphiboly. Amphiboly. Okay. The amphiboly are nothing. In an unfavorable condition, the thick layer is covered by a amoeba cell. Then a second type, strobulation. In a second type, strobulation. In a strobulation, name of the species is Aurelia. In a Aurelia, there is a several segmented pieces are occur within the cell. The cell is covered by a thick layer. In Aurelia is called strobulation. Thick layer occur in amoeba is called amoeboly. Thick layer occur in amoeba in unfavorable condition is called amoeboly. Same way, in a Aurelia, in an unfavorable condition, the thick layer surrounded the cell is called strobulation. Is called strobulation. Then a third one, plasmatomie. The plasmatomy is occur in Opalia. Plasmatomy is occur in Opalia. All the three types, amebulae, strabulation, plasmatomy, all the three types are occur in an unfavorable condition. Occur in an unfavorable condition. Okay. So that's all about the fission. Next we are move on to budding. Budding, a small projection which is occur from the outermost layer of the organism is called budding. There we are going to say some new word. Example, ectoderm, mesoderm, endoderm. What are the words? Ectoderm, mesoderm, endoderm. Ecto means outer. Derm means layer. What is ectoderm? Outer layer of the organism. Outer layer of the organism. Then mesoderm. Meso means middle. Middle layer of the organism. Endoderm. Inner layer of the organism. If you are taking any organism, they may have ectoderm, mesoderm, endoderm, or ectoderm and endoderm. In a budding, the cell division is occur in a ectoderm of hydra. Ectoderm of hydra. Outermost cell, outermost layer containing cell continuously undergo for a cell division. They form a small projection. That projection develop into the individual organism is called budding. So in a first condition, the projection is developed from the outermost layer. The projection is developed from the outermost layer. So it is called exogenous budding. Exogenous budding. The exogenous budding is occur in hydra. Okay. When you take a hydra, inside they contain lumen and gastrovascular cavity. Lumen and gastrovascular cavity. When you take a amoeba, inside the amoeba they contain lumen. Lumen or nothing, interior part of the amoeba. Inside the lumen which containing the gastrovascular cavity. Okay. So from the ectoderm, the cell division is occur. That time that gastrovascular cavity and lumen push the cell division towards the outside. Push the cell division towards the outside. So the projection will be developed. So the projection will be developed. Then the projection develop into new organism. In a new organism there is a development of a mouth and tentacles. Mouth and tentacles. When a mouth and tentacles are produced, they develop into new organism or they are separated into new organism. This type is called exogenous. We want to say simply, the budding is developed from the outermost layer of hydra. That's why it is called exogenous. In a second condition, endogenous. Endogenous is occur in noctulia. Endogenous is occur in noctulia. In a endogenous, within the cell. Within the cell. What's the difference between exogenous and endogenous? In a exogenous, projection develop from the ectoderm of organism. But in endogenous, the development of new individual or breakdown of new individual or cell division which is occur inside the cell. Occur inside the cell. All divided cells, they are present within the cell. Within the cell. When there is a suitable condition, the cell layer become lysis and release new individual. That type is called endogenous. That type is called endogenous. Then a third one is called gamulae. Gamulae is occur in a freshwater and marine water sponges. Freshwater and marine water sponges. There a special type is called gamulae. What is gamulae? Same. The cell is like a ball. Inside that, several divided new individuals are present within the parental cell. Several divided daughter cells are present within the parental cell of aquatic sponge. So in an aquatic sponge, it may be a freshwater or marine water. In an aquatic sponge, that special type of gamules are produced. In a gamules, nothing. All the daughter individuals are present within the parental cell. When there is a suitable condition, it develops into a new individual. Are you understood? Next we are move on to fragmentation. There is two types we have discussed: fission, budding, then third one fragmentation. What is fragmentation? Formation of fragment. Parental body divided into several pieces. Each piece can develop into a new individual. Each segment can develop into a new individual. This type of reproduction is called fragmentation. The fragmentation is otherwise called pedal lacriation. Okay children. Then second one, that a fragmentation is occurring in sea anemone and Taenia solium. We are studying the structure of Taenia solium, the ribbon-like structure. Okay, that contain two ends, anterior end, posterior end. Anterior end and posterior end. Last segment of the body is called posterior end. Matured part of the parental body is called posterior end. That posterior end is called as gravid proglottis. That is important question. What is gravid proglottis? Posterior end of the Taenia solium. Posterior end of the Taenia solium is called gravid proglottis. The gravid proglottis divided or removed from the parental body. That single piece develop into entire organism. Conversion of gravid proglottis into several segments. Each segment can develop into a new individual. Okay. That conversion process is called apolysis. What is apolysis? Posterior end of the Taenia solium is called gravid proglottis. The gravid proglottis divided into several pieces. Each piece can develop into a new individual. That process, the divisible process, is called apolysis. The divisible process is called apolysis. Apolysis is an important short answer. Are you understood, student? So there are three types: fission, budding and fragmentation. The asexual method of reproduction mostly occur with body cells. So asexual reproduction is otherwise called as somato or blastogenesis. That's another name of asexual reproduction. Now next topic, regeneration. What is regeneration? Regeneration or nothing, formation. For example, we can take a lizard. When lizard tail is cut down, it will develop again. That process is called regeneration. So you may ask any question, sir, it is suitable for human also. For example, we can cut the hand will be developed again. We have the regenerative capacity? No. We have a regenerative nature of cells and tissues, not a organ level of regenerative capacity. So that reformation is called regeneration. That regeneration was first observed in Hydra by the scientist Abraham Tramley in the year 1740. Important one word. Marked down. So, that regeneration is divided into two types, morpholysis and epimorphosis. Morpholysis and epimorphosis. What is morpholysis? If an organism lost major part or entire organism can be developed, that condition is called morpholysis. That condition is called morpholysis. So what is morpholysis? In a morpholysis, entire organism can be developed or entire organism can be generated is called morpholysis. Then epimorphosis. What is epimorphosis? In a epimorphosis is occur in a higher organism. In a morpholysis, entire organism is developed or a major part will be developed. But in a epimorphosis, particular region only regenerate, particular part only regenerate. That is called epimorphosis. In that epimorphosis also there is two types, reparative, restorative. Reparative, restorative. What is reparative? We may get any wound. The wound becomes scar. The wound becomes scar. Development of cells. We may get any cut or any damage on our forehand that will cause a wound. After few days, what will happen? The wound will be closed by newly formed cells. By newly formed cells. That tissue level reparative nature is called reparative epimorphosis. Reparative epimorphosis. The next type, restorative. So, reparative epimorphosis may occur in a human. Reparative remorphosis may occur in a human, but restorative is occur in lizard and lower insect. In a lower organism, restorative occur. That's why I told the example, development of tail. Development of tail. So development of tail in a lizard is coming under restorative. Development of tissues or cell in a human being is coming under reparative. So that's all in a regeneration. Regeneration containing two types, morpholysis, epimorphosis. The epimorphosis is divided into reparative and restorative. Are you understood, children? So next we are move on to sexual reproduction. So sexual reproduction. What is sexual reproduction? Formation of gametes. Formation of gametes. For example, ova and sperm. Male gamete is a sperm, female gamete is a ova. Fusion of gamete is called fertilization. Fusion of gamete is called fertilization. That fertilization may produce zygote. Male, female. Male can produce the gamete sperm. Female can produce the gamete ovum. Both are fused together to form a zygote. Okay. That type of reproduction, involvement of sexual organs or involvement of gamete is called sexual reproduction. Produce their young one with the help of gametes. Produce their young one with the help of gamete is called sexual reproduction. Okay. The sexual reproduction, there is two types. One is syngamy, then second one conjugation. Syngamy and conjugation. Syngamy. There is two types. Syngamy are nothing, fertilization. Syngamy are nothing, fertilization. Fusion of male gamete and female gamete is called syngamy. Okay. That syngamy is divided into two types. External, internal. External syngamy, internal syngamy. What is external syngamy? Fertilization occur outside of the organism is called external syngamy. For example, amphibian, fishes, frog. Their external fertilization is occur. Both male gamete and female gamete are released in a water. Due to water current, both are fused together to form a zygote. Zygote is developed into new individual. So fertilization, fusion of gamete occur outside the body is called external syngamy. External syngamy. Fusion of gamete occur within the organism. Internal syngamy. Simple. Fusion occur outside the body, external. Fusion occur inside the organism, internal. So this syngamy is divided into autogamy, exogamy, pedogamy, merogamy, isogamy, anisogamy. Okay. These and all types of syngamy. First, what is autogamy? Both male gamete and female gamete. Both male gamete and female gamete are produced from single individual or single parent is called autogamy. Is called autogamy. So in autogamy, male gamete and female gamete both are producing from single individual or single organism. Example, paramecium, important. Then second one, exogamy. That means male gamete and female gamete producing from two individuals or different individuals is called exogamy. Is called exogamy. What is the difference between autogamy and exogamy? Autogamy, gametes are produced from single individual. Exogamy, gametes are produced from two different individuals. Example, we can take a human. Halogamy. Halogamy. Hollow or halo. The halogamy without production of gamete. Without production of gamete, the parental body simply divide and develop into a new individual is called halogamy. Autogamy, gametes are produced from single parent. Exogamy, gametes are produced from two different parent. Halogamy, there is no production of gamete. Parental cell simply divide and develop into new individual. Example, trichonympha. Example, trichonympha. Purida? Then next one, pedogamy. In a pedogamy, like a way, parental cell undergo for a cell division, mitosis. We already studied the difference between mitosis and meiosis. Mitosis occur in body cells, meiosis is occur in gametic cells. Parental body simply divide and produce a new individual is called pedogamy. More or less, halogamy and pedogamy are similar. Slightly you may have any confusion. Sir, both are similar only. No sir. here development of gamete is partially occur. Development of gamete is partially occur, but here without development of gamete, body cell simply undergo for the mitosis and produce their individual, produce the new individual. Okay, next merogamy. Merogamy, morphologically different gametes are fused together. Microgamy, macrogamy, both male gamete and female gamete, they may be differ morphologically. What is morphologically? Morphology means external appearance. External appearance. The gamete appearance may be differ morphologically. One may big gamete, big in size, large in size. One may small in size. One may macrogamete, another may be microgamete. So individuals are produced from morphologically different gametes is called merogamy. Same, individuals or daughter cells are produced from the fusion of morphologically, physiologically similar gamete. Morphologically and physiologically similar gamete. That's the main difference. You want to understand that. Merogamy occur morphologically different in gametes. Isogamy occur morphologically and physiologically similar gamete. Okay. Next, anisogamy. Anisogamy, they are different individuals. They are completely different. Both the gamete are produced from different individuals. That is called anisogamy. So these and all types of syngamy. Okay, are you understood? Yeah. Next we are move on to conjugation. Conjugation we already studied in a lower class. What is conjugation? Bacteria. For example, we studied the conjugation in a bacteria. Okay. Bacteria containing extra circular chromosome is called plasmid. You can imagine the bacteria structure. It may be a rectangle. In a center which contains the circular structure is called DNA. Same small another circle present here, that is called extracircular DNA present in a bacteria is called plasmid. The plasmid will transfer from one bacteria to another bacteria. How it will be transferred from one bacteria to another bacteria? This is one bacterial cell, this is another bacterial cell. Both the bacterial cells are connected together to form a conjugation canal. Conjugation canal. Canal is a way. Through the conjugation canal, the plasmid is transferred from one bacteria to another bacteria. So now the genetical material is transferred from one individual to another individual. That is reproduction. Transfer of genetical information from one individual to another individual is called reproduction. So this type of reproduction is occur in bacteria and paramecium. Bacteria and paramecium. Through the conjugation canal, the genetic material is transferred from one individual to another individual. Are you clear, students? Yes. Next, we are move on to phases of life cycle. We already told at the starting of class. I told birth, growth, development, maturation, reproduction, death. These are the phases of life cycle. Okay, like a way here we are given a technical term to this. What are the phases of life cycle? There is 3 phases: juvenile phase, reproductive phase, senescent phase. Juvenile, reproductive and senescent. In a juvenile phase, from birth to pre-reproductive. We can divide it into three: pre-reproductive, reproductive, post-reproductive. A stage before reproduction is called pre-reproductive. The stage after the reproduction is called post-reproductive. So, from birth to pre-reproductive is called juvenile phase. From birth to pre-reproductive is called juvenile phase. When an organism give a birth and undergo for a growth, when development is occurring in a body, when gamete is ready to produce, up to that stage is called juvenile phase. Okay. When an organism produce the gamete and gamete are fused together, they are producing the new individual, is called reproductive phase. Is called reproductive phase. The reproductive phase is divided into two types. That's an important short answer: seasonal and continuous. Based on the reproductive phase, organism divide into seasonal breeders, continuous breeders. Some of the organism can reproduce in a particular time only in the lifespan, in the reproductive phase. In the reproductive phase, organism can produce the young one for a particular time, is called seasonal. Entire reproductive phase, it can able to reproduce, that is called continuous. That is called continuous. Okay. For example, in a human, from puberty to menopause, the organism can reproduce. Okay, that is like a continuous. That is like a continuous. Okay. In a reproductive phase, complete reproductive phase, it can produce, is called continuous. In a particular time only it can reproduce, is called seasonal. After reproduce, the cell become degenerative, the organ become degenerative, the negative development will be occur. That stage, the degenerative stage, the organism lead to the lethal effect or death, lead to death. That stage is called senescent. That stage is called senescent. That's an important question. What are the phases of life cycle? Juvenile, reproductive, senescent. Okay. Now we move on to last topic of the lesson: parthenogenesis. Parthenogenesis. The parthenogenesis technique was introduced or found by the scientist Bonnet in the year 1745. Important one word. You have a book with you, just underline. Bonnet in 1745, he found the technique called parthenogenesis. What is parthenogenesis? Egg develop into new individual. What is egg? Female gamete develop into new individual without fertilization is called parthenogenesis. Development of new organism without fertilization from the egg is called parthenogenesis. Okay, development of new individual without fertilization is called parthenogenesis. Are you clear? Yes. So this parthenogenesis divided into two types: natural parthenogenesis, artificial parthenogenesis. Natural parthenogenesis, artificial parthenogenesis. Parthenogenesis occur naturally in few organisms. That is called natural parthenogenesis. That is also three types: complete, incomplete, pediogenesis. Complete, incomplete, pediogenesis. What is complete? Entire organism are produced from the female cell, from the egg, without fertilization is called complete. Is called complete. Then second one, incomplete. In a incomplete, fertilization may occur, but The zygote is developed from female gamete. Zygote is developed from female gamete is called incomplete. So there is two types of parthenogenesis, complete and incomplete. Without fertilization, directly the cell is developed into, that means that egg cell is developed into new individual is complete. After zygote formation, the cell is developed into new individual, that is incomplete. Then a third one, pediogenesis. Pediogenesis is occur in an insect. We can take a life cycle of insect: egg, larva, pupa and adult. That's the 4 stages of insect. What are the 4 stages? Egg, larva, pupa, adult. After attaining the pupa, then the adult will be developed. Adult undergo for the mating, fusion of male gamete and female gamete, produce the next generation. That's a normal life cycle. But in a pediogenesis, larva can produce a new individual. That's a important. Larva can produce a new individual is called pediogenesis. So what is a pediogenesis? In some of the insect, larva is directly produced into the new individual is called pediogenesis. We can give an example. Complete, incomplete. What are the examples we can give? For example, we can take a honeybee. Okay, we can take a honeybee. From the fertilized egg, queen and worker are developed. From the fertilized egg, queen and workers are developed. Drone bees are developed from the unfertilized egg. Okay, that is called parthenogenesis. Here pediogenesis, we can give an example as an insect. There is 4 stages: egg, larva, pupa, adult. Larva directly produce a new individual is called pediogenesis. Okay children. Then artificially by using the physical and chemical stimuli, we are inducing the parthenogenesis is called artificial parthenogenesis. Physical stimuli, we can use the rays. Chemical stimuli, we can use the chemical substance that may induce fertilization of female gamete without fusion of male gamete. Okay, that is called artificial parthenogenesis. So in this class, we are elaborately discussed about asexual method of reproduction and sexual method of reproduction. So what are the types of asexual method? What are the types of sexual method? What is regeneration? What are the types of sexual method? What is conjugation? Then what is parthenogenesis? So these and all we are discussed. Okay, that's all about this lesson. In the next class, we are discussed about next lesson. Okay children.